So it's been really interesting for me to see what happens when insecurity doesn't get in the way and how it can actually manifest itself in opportunity in business. And it became very apparent to me about, 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks, no, about maybe 3 and 4 months ago. There was an event that I hadn't been asked to speak at, but that I felt like I should be there to speak. And my husband saw that there was this event going on and that I should really be part of it. And I got very insecure about that and said, oh no, I don't need to be there. My ego got in the way basically and said, oh, if they haven't asked me to speak, then I'm not interested. A couple of days later, he mentioned it again. And once again, I just rejected it. I rejected the whole idea of me even being part of it because they should have asked me. But a day later, I realised that I got curious. I dropped out of my insecurity and I got curious about being part of it. So I asked the organizer whether there was any chance I could be part of it, and he said, yeah, you can be a sponsor. So I thought, okay, well, I get a little bit of stage time, I get to be present at this event, and who knows. So I created a little spiel that I wanted to say, and then it occurred to me that I wanted to ask him whether I could extend the amount of time that I had on stage to talk. Instead of doing 5 minutes, could I have 10? And he said yes. So I prepared a little something, and I had sort of a format in which I wanted to work with. And then a couple of days later, it occurred to me to ask him about whether if somebody fell, if one of the speakers got ill, would it be okay for me to step in? But my insecurity got in the way. And I thought, well, no, that's really rude. You can't ask that. Who do you think you are? So I didn't ask him. Anyway, I got to the event and I was setting up, and he then announced that one of the speakers was ill. And it was in that moment that I asked him, I said, well, I can fill in, it's no problem. And so I got to speak at the event. And from that, I sold a couple of books, I got a couple of new clients. So what I really got to see, what I really got to see from that experience is that opportunity is around us 24/7. It's whether we're asking for it or not. And it's funny because in the past I would have not have even bothered asking, because I would have thought, oh well, he would ask me if he needed it. But when I asked him about getting up on stage, he said, oh, it hadn't even occurred to me that you could chip in and that you could actually speak. So I got to see that the insecurity that I had about asking had just dropped away. And this created the opportunity for me to get up on stage and connect and create a client from it. So if you're feeling insecure, if there isn't any insecurity around, stop to see and ask whether or not there might be an opportunity, just as you unveil that, as your mind goes quiet, whether there's an opportunity there waiting to happen instead of not.